YouTube, Kurt Curtis. I'm a part-time eBay seller. In today's video, as usual, I'm going to show you everything that's sold on eBay this week. I'm also going to show you what I sourced. Before we jump into it, any picture that pops up on the screen that the price doesn't match up with what I say, that's because an offer was involved. The price that I say is the correct price in those circumstances. Let's get right to it. This is everything I'm shipping out on Monday. Pretty good start to the week, I guess. It was just a ton of like low-end cards. I mean, a ton. We got wrestling, Pokemon, Marvel, Benchwarmer. Look at all that. If I didn't sell these cheaper cards, I would only had 3 things going out today. This stuff does add up. I know some people probably wonder why I would sell lower end cards like this, but the goal was to eventually have enough cards listed where this is just a normal day where it's just a ton of stuff. But post office is closed today. I am going to be packing up my stuff anyway. I've mentioned this in other videos. I like to get the tracking number up so that people know that their order is being worked on. This stuff will just get dropped off tomorrow. All right, let's go over what's sold. I'll try to fly through this. Christian card sold for $1.99. Sting card sold for $1.99. This Luna Vachon shirt, wrestling shirt, ended up selling for $14.99. Benchwarmer card sold for $1.83. Spider-Man card sold for $1.85. I had one person pick up 3 wrestling cards. The Kevin Owens sold for $2.84. Io Shirai sold for $2.84. And the Bailey sold for $3.50. MJF base card sold for $1.99. Jamie Hayter base card sold for $1.99. Benchwarmer card sold for $1.85. This Pikachu card sold for $1.99. Had one person pick up 2 of these Doctor Strange cards. They sold for $1.99 a piece. That person's total was $3.98. This Kenny Omega silver card sold for $4.99. Godfather card sold for $2.84. Another Pikachu card sold for $1.99. Another Jamie Hayter card sold for $1.99. Another Pikachu card sold for $1.99. Sold this DVD pre-owned that ended up selling for $8.69. Sold this Boston Red Sox Golf Club magnetic head cover that sold for $18.79. Kind of forgot I even had that thing listed. Stacy Keebler out of Chronicles sold for $1.99. And this Oscar Black out of Chronicles also sold for $1.99. This is everything I'm shipping out on Tuesday. Tuesday seems to be the most depressing shipping day of the week for me, at least as far as the last month goes. But it's all right. I'll be adding it to all this stuff from yesterday since the post office was closed. Let's go over what sold. This lot of 2 books ended up selling for $11.56. Jamie Hayter base card sold for $1.99. And this Mansoor out of 149 Prism card sold for $2.99. Another pretty slow shipping day. This is all I have going out on Wednesday. Just 3 items. Sold this health and beauty item, sold for $29.99. This Apocalypse card sold for $1.79. And this Pikachu card sold for $1.99. This is everything I'm shipping out on Thursday. First up, sold this Little House chapter book set that ended up selling for $13.79. Sold this Thunder Rosa card for $1.99. Sold this Shadowrun Lone Wolf book that ended up selling for $14.24. I had one person pick up 3 Pokemon cards. That one sold for $2.60. That one sold for $2.60. And that one sold for $2.60. That person's total was $7.80 for the 3 cards. Sold this wrestling card Valkyrie that ended up selling for $3.99. Sold this Glossier U perfume that ended up selling for $54.99. Solid sale there. And also sold another one of these Pikachu cards, sold for $1.99. This is everything I'm shipping out on Friday. Actually had a pretty good day here. First up, sold this health and beauty item. I just picked this up this week. You will see later in this video when I go to show you guys what I sourced, how I picked this up. In that clip, I said I would get around the $30 range for it. Ended up selling for $24.99. Still not bad. Sold this Marvel card, sold for $3.99. This DVD Belly Dance Stars pre-owned ended up selling for $12.21. This health and beauty item sold for $9.39. This one here sold for $14.24. Britt Baker base card ended up selling for $1.99. This health and beauty item here sold for $19.99. This Hot Wheels car ended up selling for $17.99. This book here I also picked up this week. You will see this in the same clip as the health and beauty item that I picked up. In that clip, I mentioned that there was a sold comp for $28, so I expected to get around $28 for the book. Ended up selling for $29.99 pretty quickly. And then last up, the Nintendo 3DS. You guys know in last week's video I was talking about this. Basically, there wasn't any more drama to the story. The guy received the item. He didn't even open the box, and he shipped it back to me. I got it, and I refunded him. And yeah, after I refunded him, I listed the item. Within an hour, someone bought it for a full price of $169.99. So even though I'm out the shipping that I paid to initially ship it to him, I still think I'm making more money because I'm making $30 more on the sale this time around. So let's hope this transaction goes well and I can just be done with this thing. This is everything I have going on Saturday. Pretty decent end to the week here. Let's go over what sold. First up, sold this health and beauty item, sold for $19.99. This health and beauty item sold for $39.99. This Hook Gold card sold for $249. Finding Nemo GameCube game that is pre-owned sold for $9.99. This DVD that is sealed ended up selling for $9.99 as well. This DVD set here ended up selling for $18.79. That's pre-owned. This health and beauty item sold for $16.99. This little one here sold for $9.99. This sleep mask ended up selling for $16.99. Had one person pick up 3 Marvel cards. This one here sold for $219. That one sold for $239. That one sold for $222. That person's total was $680 for the 3 cards. And then last up sold a Ghost Rider card that sold for $1.99. Got a little mini haul for you guys. Picked up a couple skincare items. Paid $3 for this one. That should sell for around the $30 range. Paid $2.50 for that one. That should sell around the $40 range. Also picked up a couple books. Paid 79 cents a piece for these. This one here is really good. They're sold comps for around the $50 range, give or take a few bucks depending on a few things, but that's a really good find there. And then this book I saw sold comp for around $28, so not too bad. Got another little haul for you guys. Most of the stuff my girlfriend picked up. She does do some sourcing for me from time to time. She's not really interested in reselling or selling on eBay or anything like that, but she likes shopping, so she'll pick stuff up for me. You'll be able to tell like some of the stuff I wouldn't necessarily pick up, but I got a couple skincare items. I got this book, this LL Bean hat. She picked this up. I probably wouldn't have really looked at this, but it actually has some value, so that should be a pretty good sale. And then this thing I definitely wouldn't have picked up. I'm going to explain some stuff in the next clip and you guys will see, but this is not something I would typically pick up, but it's a good item. This is like a sauna suit, new with tags, and it has the pants in the bag too, and the top. And that thing is actually pretty valuable. It might be worth like, I don't know, 75 bucks or between 50 and 75 bucks. So that's a pretty good find. Like I said, not something I would pick up because, like, I don't know, I'm just don't really want to list that, but I'm going to since I have it. But yeah, some pretty good stuff here. So I've already started doing this and I'm going to continue doing it going forward. I'm kind of doing like a spring cleaning in my eBay room here. That includes taking down old listings, donating stuff that I'm not going to list that was just extras and bulk buys, and just stuff that I'm not interested in selling anymore that's just taking up space. So for one example, this is not the only example, but a while back I bought, I think it was 53 laser discs for like $50. And then I obviously haven't sold any of those as of late, but I have sold those and I've made money on the buy. But the laser discs that were like 10 bucks free ship are now ending up on sale when I run my sales, and they end up on sale for like $8.99 free ship. I don't mind shipping a DVD like that because I just throw it in a padded bubble mailer, and just that's the end of it. That's all it takes to ship it. But like laser disc goes into the record mailers, which cost more money, and it's like, I don't know, it's just more of a pain and requires more supplies to ship it. So not really interested in selling those for that cheap. So I went ahead and took a lot of them down and donated them. Also, I'm going to be doing that for other stuff as well. I don't do many bulk buys now, but back in the day I used to. And with the bulk buys, you get the good stuff with the bad, and then the bad doesn't end up getting listed, and then it just takes up space, and you think you're going to go through it one day, and you just don't. Or at least for me, I don't. I enjoy listing items on eBay. I'm probably the very part of the very few that actually do enjoy. Like, I prefer listing over sourcing. My least favorite part of listing is photographing, but like once the stuff is photographed, I like just sitting down with some coffee and listing items, looking up how I want to price it and all that. I have a system down where I can do it quickly. I basically just sell similar off of my own items. So if I'm listing CDs, I go to one of my CDs and click sell similar, and really all I have to do is just change the photos and like the title and stuff like that. So it can go pretty quick. However, I only enjoy listing if it's items that I like working with, or if it's easy stuff to list. If it's a difficult item to list, I don't enjoy it. So I want to list stuff that I enjoy working with and enjoy listing, that's easy and smooth and just, I don't know, goes smoothly. So I'm been getting more picky with that over the years, and it's getting to the point where I'm like very picky now. For the most part, I'm not willing to test anything aside from like a video game. If it requires testing, I'm not interested in selling it. Like, I just like an item that I can basically just take and put on the table, take a photo, and that's the end of it. If it needs a quick wipe down or something that takes like 10 seconds, sure. But like, I'm not interested in these like project type items that require testing and figuring out how it works. And like a really good cleaning or something like that, or like extensive research to even figure out what it is. So I don't know. I have some stuff that's just been sitting around here that's just never gotten listed. It probably will never get listed because of that. Maybe I would have listed that stuff back in the day, but these days, no. So I want to go through my eBay store, and I already have started doing this, taking down old listings. If something's been up for like 3-4 years and it hasn't sold, I don't mind if it's a card or a DVD or something that takes up little space, that's fine. But if it's a bigger item and it hasn't sold in that time and it's been on sale, like I'm gonna take down a listing and donate it. And I probably wouldn't buy stuff like that these days anyway. Also, stuff that never got listed, like I mentioned before, just stuff I'm not interested in listing anymore. It's just taking up space on my floor and stuff and making it difficult to walk. I want to clear all that up and get this room by springtime, like organized. It already is organized. I know where everything is and all that, but like just cleaner and more space and all that. And I don't think it'll be too difficult. I just have to put some time into it. But yeah, let me know what you guys do. Do you guys do that? Do you like purge your store or anything like that? Take down old listings, or do you just let stuff ride if you got the space? Honestly, in my opinion, I think the most difficult part about selling on eBay is having the space to do it. If you have the space, you can just let stuff sit and all that. But if you're limited on space like I am, I got to be a little more selective with it. My eBay store has over 5,000 items in it, which sounds impressive, but I'm telling you, it's not. I actually looked. I think like 3,600 of those items are cards, and that stuff doesn't take up much space. So like less than 1,500 items in my store are actually items that aren't cards. Now to some people that's a lot of listings, but to a lot of people that's nothing. So I found that interesting. I always thought it was like maybe half my store was cards, but it's actually a lot more than half. It's way more than half at this point. I already started doing it, and I'm going to continue to do that, and that'll probably take up some of my listing time, but I think it'll be nice, and once stuff is a little more organized, it should be easier to just work and better work environment. Thank you guys for watching. As always, stack dividends, sweep floors. Until next time.
Two cats in a Bible chat. They always know that I'd be back. They don't know me, but they sure do know my face. 4 white walls and some alcohol. Convince myself that it's not my fault. These motherfuckers put me in a cage. Expect me not to say.
Get the broom.
The whole place is dark.